I'm going to preview the 1 seed South Carolina versus 1 seed Texas women's basketball game, which will literally be played on April 4th at 6 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. And as of right now, South Carolina is favored by 4.5. And both these teams only have 3 losses. I mean, South Carolina, 34-3. Texas, 35-3. And a matchup predictor, if you look at it, still is like South Carolina, 62.4% of the time. And this game is in Tampa Bay, Florida, at Amalie Arena, AMALIE. And I'm just going to go over like how many wins in a row for both of these teams. And granted, I know this is the fourth meeting between Texas and South Carolina. The fourth. Texas has won 4 straight games up to this point, while South Carolina has won 11 straight games. And this is the first Final Four game for Texas since 2003. So, no matter what happens for them, they have nothing to be ashamed of. While South Carolina is just trying to get back to to go win the Natty again, as we all know, because they did win it a year ago, and the year prior they exited in the Final Four, so they're going to try to go to the national title game for the third time since 2022. While Texas is trying to get to the national title game for the first time since. I'm just trying to look up all this information. I apologize for looking it up because I cannot memorize all this stuff. Since literally 1986. So it's been a hot minute. So now I will go over with some players to keep an eye on for both of these teams. And then I'll go like keys for the game for both of these teams. And I might as well, before I go over that, what happened in the most recent meeting. And it was an SEC title game, as we all know. And Texas did lose to them 64-45. While the meeting prior, Texas actually beat South Carolina in Austin 66-62. But the first meeting, South Carolina defeated Texas 67-50. So is it going to be even in terms of the series record this year, or South Carolina's going to be 3-1 against them? We're going to have to wait and see. So now let's begin to go over some players to keep an eye on for both of these teams. And I'll start with South Carolina. And this is a South Carolina team that's not as invincible when compared to the past. So if you're a Texas fan, you're probably thinking we have a shot against them. And you did defeat them, so it's not like impossible to beat them. It's not. So the first player, and obviously for South Carolina, if you're a South Carolina fan, you're probably thinking, oh, that's a good matchup for us. We know them. I mean, and we're familiar with them in terms of our conference and everything, and we beat them twice already. But you cannot be satisfied just beating them twice. You gotta try to find a way to beat them 3 times. But that's besides the point here. So the first player I'm going to keep an eye on for South Carolina is Coley Kitts, number 21, a 6'2" forward. That's a junior. 10.4 points per game, 7.9 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, 1.5 turnovers per game, 0.8 steals per game, 1.6 fouls per game, 80% on free throws on 90 attempts, 35% on threes, but that's on 20 attempts. There's Sanaya Fegan, and this is granted no in particular order on the points per game, by the way. I'm just going like starters and bench players, to be honest. I mean, because on the iPad, you can't go by points per game. It doesn't show the stats like that. I just have to go to a specific game and then go all the way down on the terms of the bench players. So that's why it might be jumbled up in the order. Number 20, That's not just on the ESPN app, by the way. So number 20, 6 foot 3 inch forward. That's a senior. 8.1 points per game, 4.6 rebounds per game, 1.7 turnovers per game, zero point 0.8 steals per game, 1.5 fouls per game, 2.1 turnovers. 1.5 blocks per game, 2.1 fouls per game. 79.7% on free throws on 64 attempts. Made a third of threes, but that's on 6 attempts though. And there's Bree Hall, number 23, a 6 foot guard that is a senior, 6.2 points per game, 3.1 rebounds per game, 0.6 turnovers per game, 0.6 steals per game, 1.2 fouls per game, 2/3 on free throws on 42 attempts, 38.7% on threes on 111 attempts. There's Raven Johnson, number 25. A 5'9" guard, that's a junior, 5 points per game, 4.4 rebounds per game, 2.8 assists per game, 1 turnover per game, 1.4 steals per game, 0.6 blocks per game, 0.9 fouls per game. 68.2% on free throws on 22 attempts, 29.5% on threes on 78 attempts. There's Tahini Papau, number 0, 5'9" guard. It's a senior, 9.5 points per game, 2.7 rebounds per game, 2.9 assists per game, 1.2 turnovers per game, 1.1 steals per game, 0.9 fouls per game, 75% on free throws on 36 attempts, 36.1% on threes on 155 attempts. There's Joyce Edwards, might as well mention her, number 8, 6'3" forward. That's a freshman, 12.7 points per game off the bench. That's a boost. 4.8 rebounds per game, 1.8 turnovers per game, 1.1 steals per game, 1.6 fouls per game, 78.3% on free throws on 129 attempts, 0 for 3 on threes. There's Malaysia Full Wiley, number 12, 5'10" guard. That's a sophomore. 11.9 points per game. That's a boost off the bench too. Another one. 2.9 rebounds per game, 1.9 turnovers per game, 1.6 steals per game, 0.8 blocks per game, 1.4 fouls per game, 77.5% on free throws on 102 attempts, 25.6% on threes on 121 attempts. And there's Tessa Johnson, number 5, a 6 foot guard. That's a sophomore, 8.3 points per game, 2.2 rebounds per game, 1.3 turnovers per game, 0.7 steals per game, 1.2 fouls per game, 80.4% on free throws on 51 attempts, 42.2% on threes on 102 attempts. And I might as well mention Miriam Dowda, number 30, just in case she does play. A 6'4" forward. That's a junior, 2 points per game, 0.8 fouls per game, 78.1% on free throws on 32 attempts, 22.7% on threes on 22 attempts. That's just naming some players right there, and y'all get the point on what players to keep an eye on. Now I'm going to go for a Texas side of things here, and the first player I'm going to just go ahead and mention is Rory Harmon. Just trying to get to the jersey number and stats. Number 3, a 5'6" guard. That's a senior, 9.3 points per game, 3.4 rebounds per game, 5.9 assists per game, 1.9 turnovers per game, 2.2 steals per game, 1.1 fouls per game, 74.4% on free throws on 86 attempts, 28.2% on threes on 39 attempts. It is Madison Booker, number 35, a 6'1" forward. That's a sophomore, 16.5 points per game, 6.8 rebounds per game, 2.8 assists per game, 2.1 turnovers per game, 1.6 steals per game, with 2.5 fouls per game, 83.3% on free throws on 132 attempts, 41% on threes on 61 attempts. Then there's Taylor Jones, number 44, a 6'4" forward. That's a senior, 12.1 points per game, 6.9 rebounds per game, 1.3 turnovers per game, 0.9 steals per game, 1.9 zero point 0.9 steals per game, 1.9 blocks per game, 2.5 fouls per game, 77.1% on free throws on 131 attempts. There's Shea Holly, number 10, a 6-foot guard that is a senior, 6.3 points per game, 2.3 rebounds per game, 1 turnover per game, 1 steal per game, 1.6 blocks per game, 1.8 fouls per game. 75% on free throws, but that's on 44 attempts, and 27.1% on threes on 118 attempts. Man, this next player I'm going to mention is a really hard name, and I apologize if I butchered it. Najenka Lenga Mewan and Tonda NDJAKALENGAMWENTANDA. A 6'2" guard that's a junior. And I apologize for butchering that. That is an awfully difficult name. 5.6 points per game, 2.29 rebounds per game, 1.4 turnovers per game, 0.7 steals per game, 0.6 blocks per game, 1.5 fouls per game, 76.9% on free throws on 52 attempts, 5.6% on threes on 18 attempts. That is Kyla Oldeker, and she stepped up last game, as you can tell by the numbers. Number 00, 6'6" forward. That's a junior. 9 points per game, 6 rebounds per game, 1 turnover per game, 0.9 steals per game, 0.9 blocks per game, 2.4 fouls per game, 68.9% on free throws on 161 attempts. It is Jordan Lee, number 7, a 6-foot guard that is a freshman, 5.6 points per game, 0.9 turnovers per game, 0.6 steals per game, 1.5 fouls per game, 71.4% on free throws on 28 attempts, 39% on threes on exactly 100 attempts. And it's Brianna Preston, number 1, a 5'9" guard that's a freshman, 4.4 points per game, 1 turnover per game, 0.9 steals per game, 1.3 fouls per game, 74.6% on free throws on 59 attempts, 21.4% on threes on 14 attempts. So I'm going to just double check real fast if I need to go over more players, but if nothing else, you get the whole gist on what players to keep an eye on here. And obviously across the board, you got to correct whatever you did wrong last game. You got to bring this. You got to correct what you did wrong last game and bring it to that. You got to fix it for that game, because you do not want to make that same mistake twice. And whatever you did right last game, you got to bring it to this game. And you got to limit your foul trouble while getting them in foul trouble. You got to adjust to officiating. You got to make plays to win. You got to out-hustle the other team. Do this for your seniors / your players that could to enter the WNBA draft if they're going to turn 22 this year. And you never know with the transfer portal these days, but my point is, you got to lay it all out there on the line. You got to make adjustments on the fly, both offensively and defensively. Don't let the moment get too big for you. Don't be intimidated by the other team. Adjust your physicality. Now, defensively, you got contain shooters, contain slashers, and really, Texas is not a three-point shooting team, but the crazy thing is, they did make a few threes last night, but it was like unlimited number of attempts, though. You got to keep that in mind. So if I was South Carolina, I would dare them to shoot the ball from 3, unless they're known as a three-point shooter, but after that, yeah, I would not. Obviously, you got to try to limit the best players as much as possible. You got to create some havoc, create turnovers. You got to limit the second chance points, which the best way to do that is getting some defensive rebounds. You got to limit the points in the paint, fast break points, and second chance points. You got to make, and you got to not let them live at the free throw line either, because you do not want that to be the reason why they beat you. And yeah, Texas only, if you're South Carolina, they only attempted 3 threes last night, but they made 2 of them, and 2 of them from 2 different players, both of them by different players. I mean, that's the whole thing about it here. I mean, now on offense, you got to take care of the ball, which is going to be interesting because both of these teams are really good defensively. They are. You got to get some offensive rebounds, to get some second chance points. Of course, points in the paint. If your shooters could go off, that would be huge. You got to make your free throws count. You got to get some transition points. Of course, points out turnovers, you got to get as much as possible because that does impact the game and make your free throws. And you need to try to take away the opposing crowd across the board out of this game as much as possible while getting your fans involved. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. And will this series end 2-2? Or will it be South Carolina 3-1 and go to the national title game? And South Carolina does have the experience of being in a game like this before. Texas doesn't. So we'll see. And don't be flustered. You got to ease yourself into the game. And I know Vic Schaefer is used to this type of moment. He did this at Mississippi State. And when he was at Texas A&M as an assistant. So it's like he's not familiar with it. But it's one thing for a coach to be familiar with it. It's another for the players. Because it is a totally different animal. So we're going to wait and see what happens. So anyways, if you like this content, hit the like and subscribe button. See you guys later on the road to 800 subscribers. Ultimate goal is 1,000 more. So money to score like a video. Comment video really helps YouTube background. Some more people see it. Sharing the video does help as well. Some more people can watch. And if you're watching and not subscribe, hit subscribe button. So hit the notification bell as well.